Hey, Joseph59 here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make this curling iron and blow dryer holder, and you can download a free set of plans to build one for yourself or maybe for someone else. To make your curling iron and blow dryer holder, you want to cut out the back piece, and I'm just using pine wood, and it's 3/4 inch thick, and I cut the length to 13 inches by 8 inches. And then once you printed off the template and put it together, I just went ahead and already traced out the bottom and the top curve for the back piece. And then I thought it'd be a better idea to do your center hole punches now, where everything lines up. That will be easier to pre-drill everything afterwards. Now you're going to take your blow dryer holder template and you're going to go ahead and trace it out with a pencil, which I've done so. And unfortunately I don't have a 2 3/4 inch Forstner bit to drill just a large hole. What I ended up doing was just using a 1 inch Forstner bit, and I just made some holes here all the way around in a small circle. And now I'm just going to take my chisel and just chisel away just close as I can. I don't want to get too close to the line because I'd rather sand it out, which I'll go ahead and do that after, so it becomes one nice big circle. Now you want to go ahead and take your curling iron holder template, and you want to go ahead and trace 3 of them out, and now you're ready to cut everything out. So I went ahead and I used my router just to give things a little bit more of a fancier design. If you didn't have one, you certainly can just go ahead and just sand the corners over a little bit, and that would be just more than fine. And the router bits I used was a round over bit, just a small one, round over bit I used, and just to give it a better profile. Just be careful, these are smaller pieces. I put them in a vise just for safety, and that worked out just fine. And for the back piece, I ended up just using a small OG bit just to give it a small profile. So after you sanded everything all down nice and smooth in the way that you want it to be, you want to go ahead and take those markings that you made with your center punch tool. You want to go ahead and pre-drill all the way through, which I did here, and I also had a countersink bit onto it. That way then when the screw goes in, everything will be nice and flush at the back. And then you want to go ahead and apply your template back on. And I just use some screws, or even all I use just in the corners, just so that I could line everything back up again. Is you want to go ahead then and put your screws in, just a little bit, pointing through each and every one of them. And I use number 8 by 1.25 inches. And for that, because then when you apply your piece on, that way then you're within the zone area that's already centered. It makes it a lot easier. Then you just go ahead and when you push it down, just a little firm, then you have your 2 center points, which will be easier to pre-drill into these pieces. That way then you don't have a chance of cracking all your other pieces as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill all these pieces, and then I'm ready for assembly. To glue in all the pieces, which I already glued in, just got one last one here to go, I just used some Gorilla Glue just to put on the back. And I'm just going to go ahead and line everything up here. And I just kind of lightly go in so that the screws can find the holes. And once it does, just grab my screwdriver here, and then I kind of hold my hand in between. Might move around a little bit, but it's not too bad. And then I just go ahead and take my screwdriver while putting a little bit of pressure down. Screw one in. Won't tighten it all the way. To take a look at it. So as you can see, it's just a little bit up, but once you start tightening it up, it'll push it down. And tighten it nicely. And there it is. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that there in the top. And that's the bottom. And now it's ready for finish. The finish that I used was a Minwax gel stain, cherry wood. I applied it with a brush, and then I wiped it off, and then I ended up applying it again with a little bit of using the brush, because I just found it wasn't getting as dark as I wanted it to get. And normally I would just use a regular stain, I find works better, but because I had this left over from a project and from another color that I was trying to match up for the client, this is what I came out the closest to be. And I ended up using a satin finish, 3 coats I did, and then this is what it looks like so far. The anchor that I'm using a flush mount because it totally keeps everything nice and aligned and flush. You can't really use a regular one like you would for pictures, because obviously this is something you're going to be moving all the time, so it's going to be rocking back and forth. So you want something that when it clips together that it's going to stay on. You could pre-drill holes if you wanted to here and then add 2 screws in that way, but I wanted something that was more visible that you couldn't see. So how this one works is obviously one goes on the back of your product, and then the other one goes onto the wall. And then when it slides on, I don't know if you guys can see this here, but when it slides on, it will just hook in there, and once it's in, it won't wobble or anything like that back and forth. Kind of what it looks like. And the screws that I used for putting it on the back of the pine, I used just wood screws, number 5 screw by 5/8, just regular wood screws. And for on the drywall, I will attach a number 6 by number 8 times 1, just plastic wall plugs, and number 5 by 1 inch wood screws. And hope you guys enjoyed the video, and this is the final look of it. Thanks for stopping by my channel, and go to the video description link below for free plans. Don't forget to comment on this video. If you would like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.